Hello everyone, it is Joe here from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. If you're looking for PTCGO codes, including the stuff from Battle Styles, make sure you go ahead and check out the Poketown store. You can get a 5% discount on your orders using that code Omnipoke. For today's video, we are going to be looking at Rillaboom, Eggrow, Mewtwo sort of toolbox. It's been doing quite well in online tournaments recently, and although it's not really an archetype that I enjoy playing, I do really see the power behind it. The cherry picking of a couple really useful attackers that Mewtwo can use, as well as having a nice type coverage to not only cover your awkward fire weakness, but also take advantage of the amount of psychic weak Pokemon in the game as well, is a really solid shout. Trying to use this Tag Call package, mostly with Guzma and Hala in the opening turns, grants you access to early capture energies, early tool cards to make your tag team Pokemon that much more bulky, give yourself some nice switch outs in those opening turns to get your Rillaboom out on turn 1, going second is the ideal option here, so you can Voltage Beat to power up some otherwise pretty expensive attack costs, and yeah, just keep swinging with your Tag Team GX Pokemon, especially with these big charms. They're very difficult to deal with for some decks, especially with the healing involved. So yeah, let's jump into the archetype. First of all, we have a 3-2-2 line of Rillaboom, and it's all about the Voltage Beat ability. Once during a turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 Grass Energy and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Quite an unconventional Pokemon count, and obviously you're not seeing any rare candies in here, but that's because we have the Super Grow attack from Rowlet and Alolan Exeggutor, which allows us to search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Grass Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve. If it's a stage 1, you can do the same thing and go straight into a stage 2. So the ideal board setup is that we go second, we get an Eggrow or a Mewtwo copying an Eggrow into play, and we get a Grookey down on board, and then you use that Super Grow for a 0 energy attack cost, meaning that you can pay retreat out of everything with any energy attachment for turn, or if you just start with your good Pokemon, that's really helpful. And of course there's the Air Balloon as well. So Guzma Hala is like pretty much the bread and butter opening for you. That's why you see such a thick count of the Tag Call, because that's what's going to get that Super Grow off so consistently to get your Voltage Beat rolling, because from there it means you have access to Calming Hurricane, you have access to Tropical Hour, you have access to Mewtwo's Toolbox, which is trying to use Vileplume-GX. Also Vileplume-GX, very useful if you are forced to go first by the opponent. That will happen quite often with open deck lists in online tournaments. They'll see an Eggrow, they'll think they want to Super Grow, I'll make them go first. You can then try and search out Mewtwo and start attaching for that massive bloom on turn 2, and you can either manually evolve up into the Rillaboom, or you still can go for that Super Grow play, but just having the Vileplume in here allows you to still be aggressive in some matchups where they force you first, which is very cool. The Dragonite can cash in with that Sky Judgment into opposing tag team Pokemon. Incineroar's Darkest Tornado-GX, very, very strong for anything that hits into your Mewtwo. Crushing Punch can be annoying for a number of decks that are playing Special Energy as well. And there's also the Pheromosa Buzzwole. Jet Punch can set up damage for you, which is quite nice. Elegant Soul doing a vanilla 190 is also very solid. And that Beast Game GX can take an additional prize card when scoring a knockout. Or if you have 8 energies attached, which is possible in this deck, you can take 4 prize cards for a KO. I've not really had the highlight reel moments of Beast Game GX too often with the deck. Very, very rare that it does come off. But it's there and it's available. And it's certainly helpful against some 1 prize matchups. Where a lot of your other GX attacks are really trying to do like big damage output. The Buzzmosa is going to be better in 1 prize trade situation, so something to bear in mind for certain. One great new addition that you get from the Battle Styles format is Kricketune V. This deck doesn't draw cards in a conventional way. In fact, you're very, very reliant on the Tag Call package here. Guzma Hala, Mallow Lana, they're discarding cards quite often, and Kricketune is going to be a nice way to supplement that draw and make sure you're ticking over quite nicely. You'll notice that the supporter counts is quite different from traditional lists. There's no research in here and only 3 copies of Marnie. So yeah, really leaning into that Kricketune. It's probably one of the most annoying cards you can prize outside of the Rillaboom pieces. So yeah, we do lean into the exciting stage quite often, and it's always nice to plant an Air Balloon onto him as well, just for stamp proofing in general, which is very cool. We then have the helpful basics of Dedenne, Eldegoss, and Crobat to really help things keep ticking over. Not much else to be said on the item front. Just a good amount of ball search to have access to early tag team Pokemon, as well as helpful basics, and of course Grookeys, of course. A couple swells in here to try and deny stadiums from other decks. Obviously, you don't want to be power planted because you're leaning into Mewtwo in a number of matchups. So the double swell, you maybe could get away with one swell because really the only power plant deck in the format at the moment is Eterna. And you can go Rillaboom style against Eternatus, but you know, it's still very punishing if you're like leading out with Mewtwo and have to use it. So the swell is kind of the safe thing. I am trying to find spaces just for more supporters because I do feel frustrated sometimes with this deck that you just do have a huge lack of draw. But it's pretty justifiable, all the Pokemon that are in here, so I can see why we are toolbox based, but I am trying to make cuts somewhere to add more supporters, because the supporting out is really, really low. You have really good outs to the Guzma Hala, which is great early game, but you're not actually drawing that many cards that often with the deck. You're hoping that the tempo that you can gain back with the combination of Mallow Lana and healing from Calming Hurricane is just like enough, and the Rillaboom sitting in play is doing enough value for you throughout the entire game. That's really the hope. And you're only getting a few cards each turn, really trying to play almost like a theme deck where you only draw off the top each turn. So you're trying to play with a hand in front of you. Anything you draw off the top is a bonus, but you don't have to like play towards drawing outs, which is what you're doing with like most other decks in the game, where you're like, okay, I can research, hit this, this, and this, then Dedenne-GX hit this, this, and this. This deck is like, well, these are my 3 cards. What can I do with Rillaboom this turn? I guess I'll just announce the attack that I can do. So it feels very different to most of the decks. The air balloons obviously help us get that Rillaboom out and move between our Pokemon. The big charms keep our tag teams out of range even of sorted Zacians, so certainly something to bear in mind. Captures are obviously integral for that early game again. The Weak Guard is a way that we can put down Eggrow into fire matchups and Mewtwo into, you know, the Pikarom matchup, into some Welder-based Mewtwo matchups as well, where we can have some extra protection, and then we're hitting the opponent for weakness, so obviously very good there. And then 9 basic grass Pokemon. So yeah, it's one of those things where Mewtwo's been in this deck before, sometimes even just as a 1 count to be that weakness changer. But it's just such a good typing to have right now, especially with the amount of Rapid Strike in the game, that leaning into it a bit more certainly is reasonable. I could also see things like Cramorant V and Dubwool V, cards that have previously been in this deck, still being super justifiable. So if you're not loving the toolbox, I can certainly see these sorts of cards being flexible. They do have big upsides. I think the Incineroar and the Vileplume are the 2 most integral. The Dragonite and the Buzzmosa do have situational uses, and at least Buzzmosa is easily searchable with Tag Call for easy discard fodder. So those are things you do want to bear in mind. But I'm trying to work in more supporter spaces. That's the honest truth. But we will get into some games with Rillaboom. Like I say, it's just not really a deck that fits my playstyle, but it's winning a lot right now, and its matchup spread is very, very solid in the game, to be fair. So you have to just say that it's one of the most winningest decks, and is certainly worth profiling. So let's get into some games and show off the deck. Obviously, the first thing you want to bear in mind is go second when you're able to. So when you win the flip, you want to say no. And yeah, your ideal situation is get that Grookey down and get super growing. We have that option already because I can capture to Grookey, pay retreat out, and super grow. So turn 1, check pretty much. We already have the Quick Ball as well, which could be a potential Dedenne or something else based on what our opponent's playing. They start with Eldegoss, and they have a Quick Ball here. They have Tina Chomp, so they're a Psychic Mewtwo, probably? Probably a Psychic Mewtwo. We're going to see Dede change. Not sure how many other decks play Tina Chomp. We'll see. Cherish Ball also making me think it's Mewtwo. Okay. So this is a deck with limited attachments. So something like Tropical Hour will be very awkward for them to deal with. We already have our own Mewtwo that can come in and like do big burst damage as well, especially the Weak Guard that's currently in hand. They are going to go ahead and grab Jirachi straight away, so I can put down Mewtwo freely now, knowing that both of us have weakness turned off. They're also going to throw away Dust Noir. Kricketune going to be a good card in this matchup to play around the Night Watch. Going to see Crobat drawing them some more cards. They've got a ton of cheeky basics sat around. This is where Buzzmosa can be much more helpful than Eggrow, that can't really boss KO these sorts of 2 prize Pokemon so easily. Whereas the The Buzzmosa is far more effective at doing that. So we will just go capture to Grook. We will have a look what's going on. Mewtwo is in here. We of course need to start off with the... So the Rillaboom is always something you want to prize check as well. Because there can be situations where you're holding Ordinary Rod and you can like quick ball away things like Thwackeys and put them back into the deck all in one turn. So you don't just get messed up there. So our target is always going to be Eggrow here. Let's see what else is going on. Check the tools out. We have 8 grass energy to work with. That's fine. Next turn, let's see what attack they're most likely to use. Outside of... I'm not super afraid of Gengar plays, am I? We always retreat. I'm just thinking if I want to play any of these cards to play around Gengar a bit better. Gengar Mimikyu. Don't really feel like bossing just yet. Mallow Lana could also be very, very good next turn, so I'm not going to proactively play anything that I don't need to, and Quick Ball's fine to hold as well. I think everything's just getting held here. Could potentially have thought about developing Kricketune early if he's in here. Kricketune's actually not in here, so that's going to be a big prize to take to help us play around Night Watch. Alright, they're going to start off with Tag Call. Psychic Mewtwo has also been doing reasonably well. I believe it won Azul's latest sub-tourney, so I'll only be drawing one additional card from the Gengar if they go for the GX attack straight away. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, up to 25 that I could be taking, which is obviously out of range. With Poltergeist. Need to find energy switch out if they are going to go down that route. They can Massive Bloom as well. They're going to Aurora. That opens up the door for Massive Bloom. There's also the GX attack available of Gengar. Yeah, so they're going to Horror House here. Do draw an item card, which is not good for us. We're at 25. We didn't top deck a trainer, which is at least good. So if I just attach 2 with Rillaboom here, I have to attach the 2 because he can always Gust. So we have to Voltage Beat and has to go to the active. There's no attack that I'm super afraid of just dying, right? No. So we'll just shove them active and just pass, because I can't play any hand cards. We'll just try and wiggle with Super Grow. Let's see what they're up to. They're going to go Quick Ball. They played 2 Jirachi-GX. Wow. No weakness today. No weakness today. Too important to prize, possibly. Was that a Dedenne change? Their board is going to be super weird if they commit just to 1 Mewtwo. Naga-GX going into the bin by the looks of things. Aurora going active. Naga-GX hits the bin. Dedenne change. So they're pushing for a Marnie here to try and Marnie Night Watch. Is that the play? Boss's orders. Okay, so they're going to deny Rillaboom. This has to be a Massive Bloom then, this turn. Guaranteed KO. Alright, so they're going to take the 1 prize Rillaboom KO. We'll now be playing some trainer cards, that's for sure. Need to always play around Gengar Mimi at this point. I can try and slow build up to another Rillaboom. We obviously have Ordinary Rods that can try and help us get there. What's the best attack for me this turn? Probably still just Calming Hurricane. I'll take the 20 from the Horror. It's just, I really want to develop Kricketune, because at any point I can just get Marnie Nightwatch. I'm going to feel so bad about it. Am I happy holding this hand, though, realistically? I just go Grookey, attach active, save the Quick Ball for next turn, probably. I could just draw cards this turn. So we'll Quick Ball away this. Mewtwo kind of is safe for me. I'm trying to think what other attacks I need to play around here. There's no healing that he has, right? So the GG end is probably always looking to do... Oh no, he's already GX'd. Alright, I'm just going to grab Mewtwo to hand. Sorry, Dedenne to hand. We'll send in back our Guzma Hala. And I guess we're just swinging with the Calm. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I actually need to play a trainer card here, so I'm not just getting wiped. We already have a Thwackey, so I'll just take the Rillaboom. Can also play the Air Balloon. I may put it down onto Buzzmosa. Because Buzzmosa is not a bad Pokemon to put into play here. This is a backup boy. Okay. Looking relatively safe here. Gives me enough hand cards still to Mallow Lana next turn with the Air Balloon now. Mallow Lana Dedenne Change is a decent play for me. His board state is just really, really bad. He's full commit to the active. Basically no backup. He's just got so many goons down. But they do have a Mallow Lana of their own, so that's pretty scary. Tossed away Incineroar. They've already used their GX, so that's not scary. They're just going to Night Watch us. They're Calamitous Slashing. For not enough damage. We can Mallow Lana our way out of... out of Horror range, which is obviously important. Unfortunately, we have to get rid of the Rillaboom here again, so I'll have to find another Ordinary Rod or take it off prizes, but I need to find the Thwackey first anyways, so the whole hand is going. We just need to play around the Horror here. I'll continue to just do basic grasses, because I'm not worried about weakness. We'll draw our fresh hand. Look for Thwackey, realistically. No Thwacks. I could continue to dig. Another Grookey coming down actually isn't that bad because it's an extra Crobat draw and it plays around Naga Snipe a little bit. So we'll do that. We'll do this. We'll take no target. We'll Rod back in. I think I'll do both now because I want to evolve a Thwackey and he could Naga Snipe it, so I want the second one now. And it gives me higher odds of just drawing one off the Crobat dig. No dice. We will be going to 160. We'll be going to 190 down to 170. 170 keeps us out of Night Watch range, so that's probably worth the big charm for that alone. It forces a Calamitous Slash. Or I can just GX here, alternatively. If I GX, he'll be in range of the Beast Game, and I have no other plays, actually, so we have to GX here. So we're... Oh, I can't Beast Game. What am I talking about? That was really bad. GX attack so I can set up a GX attack. That is... some logic there. That is some real logic. Well, that wasn't great. Maybe I need to just be poking with Jet Punch for a couple turns then. Maybe like a random boss Jet Punch play is happening next turn. Yikes. Actually, he's just going to win by hitting into us and then having Naga Snipe for game if I can't finish this off. Can I stop this in any way? I don't think I can, right? He's digging deep. Digging for something. He has played 4 switches. 4 switches played. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not enough energy for me to... Only 4 energy played, so I can't deny any of these guys. I guess I can stop him Naga sniping me if I just gust one of these chaps up. This is dicey, though. This is dicey. Missing the Thwackey off the... Did he change Crobat? Ah, he chose not to Night Watch. You would always Night Watch there, right? Not that I'm making good plays, but... So we're forced into boss here. The big charm that we put onto the egg route made no sense and could now have been on a Dedenne to be safe, but here we are. We've kept ourselves out of Naga range unless he has Mallow Lana plus energy attachment. Because 1 Mallow Lana played, 4 Switch played already. Let's see. Tag switch. They can so they can retreat via tag switch. But what attack are they going for? There's the payment of retreats. There's the horror to the active. Just a Night Watch, okay. Hit Eldegoss, which is pretty much our best card, but... Well, it would be nice if we had Kricketune, right? I can grab Eldegoss back and save myself 40 horror damage. Yeah, I think it's that play. Because it also ruins an attachment for him again. I'll hold the energy. We'll take our 3. Only really been allowed into this game because of his strange bench management. Then again, our bench is kind of goofy now as well. I'm hoping he just doesn't have enough turns to beat us, really. There's a Mewtwo. There's an Energy. And a Marnie. Okay, so they gained some turns back. We kind of needed a new hand as well. There's a big charm, that's fine. Alright, so I could go Thwack Marnie, or I could go Thwack Mallow Lana. Or sorry, Thwack Mallow Lana pass, possibly. Pass into the active with a Grookey. Or sorry, I could pass into the active with a Thwackey because it has free retreat. Oh wait, does it have to be my stadium? Oh, bro. That's sad. I can thin the deck of a Mewtwo. Or I can thin the deck of a lot of cards here. Heal has to be the strongest player, right? I think it's heal into Grookey and pass. And then we try and deck him out with Marnie next turn. Yeah, now we deck him. Weird game. For sure. We found a path. It was a murky path. Definitely shouldn't have Tropical Howard. They definitely could have Night Watched us one more turn. But there we go. Oh, I clicked to go first as well. We are playing so poorly today. Creature of Habit. That's a terrible decision. Alright, we'll go the Mewtwo path. This is what you have to do when you're playing online and they make you go first. Right, this is the role play. I could Beast Game through a Bronzor if he doesn't evolve it. I really want to attach to Mewtwo though. To make turn 2 attack plays happen. But the resist is a thing. Maybe I should just weak guard over here. Or I could just commit multiple energies to the Buzzmosa. I still have boss Beast Game plays. This is hard. We'll do this. Alright, ADP Zong. Does get the evolution, so I can't Beast Game him. Chooses to Dedenne change a research away rather than just rip the research. Which is pretty interesting. Sword Dog is here. Gonna get him some additional cards, but Crobat first. Still a supporter as well. Source coming in. Oh, turn 1 GX. Easy. That's not very good. That's not very good for us. No matter how you spin it. Well, Tag Call's awesome because now I can at least GX. Because I can Guzma Hala for Balloon and Capture. Not GX, what am I talking about? I can Super Grow. Balloon, Capture, Do I have any stadiums left? No. Terrible value. And then next turn, I have the option to Mallow Lana or Marnie. Basically. Okay. Air ballooning a Buzzmosa feels very bad when there's Zacian around, though. Just saying. And they can be bossing Rillaboom here for 2 prizes, and then the 4 prizes is here for them. So, they're pretty fragile. I mean, let's be honest, every deck... Oh, missed energy. Wow. I was just about to say any deck has a very low win rate against ADP getting early GX, but we're saved. Are we going for Beast Game? 4, 5. We can go 6, 7, 8. We'd only be Beast Gaming for 50. It's not enough. But we're playing towards the Egg Row, right? I should hold this energy because it can be protecting another boss play next turn. So I may as well hit for the 190, right? There's no damage for us to heal, so... So Tropical Hour looking like it's a possibility next turn. If they're not able to... Okay, so it looks like they're digging with Dead Change here to try and get an Ultimate Ray in. They're going to boss his orders again, so they're going for the play. Their hand was really good as well. Okay. So Rillaboom going down. He can get the acceleration in as well. So he is just a boss away now. 3 boss played, but Eldegoss is still a card. Ironically, if I had manual attached, I was stronger against this boss line as well. Yeah, we would have just completely blown him out the water with that play. And there's no boss's orders line that I can take that can KO the Zacian. Grookey means I don't lose to rope, so that's pretty important. We'll play this. 3 ropes and 3 boss are played, but still, we don't want to just lose to it, right? And I guess I don't need to have the downside of Elegant Soul, so we'll just swing like this. Losing to Eldegoss boss is pretty bad. They promote the Zacian. Calm is Eldegoss. We got. Yeah, starting Buzzmos is certainly not good. And to be fair, the turn where I held the attachment, I still feel it's right to hold that attachment, because last time he boss passed. So it's hard to imagine that they... I mean, they drew exactly Quick Ball to then have the boss Dedenne change attach. I guess in the same realm, we lose to just him top decking any energy card for the boss attach play. If I attach the 5th, I can GX the following turn. So maybe I should have played to Rillaboom, getting boss KO'd again. But it's so weird, when they boss trap and do nothing, it's hard to see. I guess it wasn't just a top deck, it was an Intrepid Sword. Difficult one. Maybe I should have played around. I knew that was always going to be his path, right? He wanted to path the Rillaboom into the Buzzmosa, so I should have played around that better. By just attaching a 5th energy to the active and just saying, you're not dealing with this. Alright, starting Dedenne is awful, but the rest of the hand is pretty good. I can tag call out a bunch of Mewtwo attackers as well that we don't need. Speaking of Mewtwo, this makes me feel like it's a welding deck. Oh, they play research. Maybe not a welding deck. Oh, it's a Scoop Up Net Urshi. Okay. So we definitely want to put Mewtwo down and get some of the tech attackers out. Alright, let's have a look. First of all, we need to see that Air Balloon's in here. Air Balloon's here, Capture is here. Stadium is prized, which is really bad because I want as many discards as possible here. We've prized both stadiums, which makes this Guzma Hala so much worse. But here we are. Alright, we're going to do a lot of dancing of the hand here. Do I have the Crobat in deck? I don't. So I will be drawing cards with Kricketune at the end of this turn. Developing Kricketune isn't bad for us, though. Right, so this is happening. I guess I should threaten the one-shots. I threaten the one-shot with all sorts of attacks with the Mewtwo, though. So I guess I threaten this guy in case he just deals with Grookey turn 1. So let's Guzma Hala. Let's get rid of these boys. We'll go Capture, we'll go Balloon, no Stadium. We'll go Mewtwo, we'll go Cap. We'll go Grookey. I need to make sure, yeah, the Thwackey's definitely in here. Good, 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 good. This goes Kricketune. Air Balloon. Quick Pull for no target, I think, is correct. Actually, I don't want to Exciting Stage this turn, because there's a chance I draw into Thwackey. It's a low chance, but I shouldn't take the risk, because I just lose if I do. So we'll develop the Kricketune and just chill. Really good start with a lot of the Ball Search. You see the best of the Tag Call package when you get to do a ton of discard with it all in one turn. Would have been a fantastic turn if we hadn't started Dedenne, but still, we're in it. We're fine. Start Dedenne prize Crobat. That's why you have the Cricket Master. Alright, so they can com for Big Ursh. Big Ursh on campus. Taking a net. Dedenne change. Would really be nice to find Big Charm if he's going to go for to cash in on Gale Thrust this turn. Oh, sorry, if he's cashing in on Gmax Rapid Flow, I should say. If he goes like here. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't change anything. Is he not making another Urshi? You should certainly make another Urshi. Okay, I mean, it takes the prizes. It's not that bad. Do I have enough cards to Eldegoss here for Guzma Hala? I can Quick Ball Eldegoss, Voltage Beat attach, Kricketune for 2. No, Kricketune for 1, which gets me Guzma Hala for... sorry, the discards for Guzma Hala for the big charm, right? Is Eldegoss in here? It is, right, yeah. So I Quick Ball Eldegoss. Yeah, okay. So we could have established the big charm just in case. Like, let's pretend he didn't Giratina, and let's pretend he put down another Urshi, so he could hit me for 150 next turn. The big charm would keep him out of range anyway. Keep us out of range, I should say. Alright, one more game. I've been playing questionably. I accidentally hit I want to go first last time, and we don't this time. He's going to make us go first anyway. Okay. That will happen. And again, in open deck lists, people will make this happen all the time. So we may as well see what happens when you are forced first. Oh no! Oh no! What if they're Welder? What if they're Welder, though? Yikes. Even if they're Mirror, we need to be worried. Are you brave? If it's Welder, I don't want Eggrow in play anyway. I'll play this to play around Welder. I could draw some more cards. I could leave Kricketune active rather than a Mewtwo active. Leaving other stuff active is so weird, though. Because then I have to retreat them. I guess it doesn't change what I need to do next turn. It means I can't Vileplume him next turn. I should pass. Pass and hope that we're disrupting the Welder enough / that he's playing Mirror instead, that we can try and Vileplume him. Dedenne change, okay. Yeah, it's Mirror. It's Mirror, alright. Grookey. That's a 60 hit point Grookey. Bruh. Alright, exciting stage for a card. Super Grow. Alright, we need to... Oh. Okay. Well. Our only card draw is from Kricketune. Which isn't great. Is there any weird plays that I can make to KO Grookey? No, I can't Beast Game KO a Grookey, unfortunately. Thinking if I just wanted to... I guess I just... Wait, let's think about it. I mean, he can't... What attack can he do? If he can't Super Grow, it means he's just evolving into a Thwackey next turn, right? This is so weird. I think I attach active, draw 1, and just Super Grow myself. Because we know his limits, and his limits are completely down to this. That's my stadium, not yours. Yeah. I mean, they're in a really bad spot anyway, but it has to be nice. It has to be your stadium. Yeah. Okay, we'll say one more because that was weird and quick. We haven't really seen the deck performing in a good way at all. But this is the thing, like when you're a deck that doesn't just dig with Research Bat Dedenne, your opening hand is like what you're stuck with every single game. It feels so weird. A deck with such limited push potential. Hello. Everyone's making me go first. Where? How do they know? Oh, this hand is terrible. Conventional draw cards, you know. Turns out conventional draw cards are not overrated. They're actually just good. We're going to see a Zacian from them. ADP come down. Crobatting up. Ballooning. Oh, we can get turn 1 GX'd again. They can push. They can push again. Bong. The bong is here. Cherishing for Dedenne. You gotta imagine it's Dedenne. They want to keep pushing. They want to get their turn 1 GX. Had to dump a Saucer, which is good for us. Empo coming out just to be pitched, I think. Yep. They haven't found any energy drops yet. I'm going to research. Throwing some metals so they have the outs to still Saucer. That's all they need because they have bronze on. Just misses though. It's pretty fortunate for us. They do get the double sword energy though. Yikes. Alright, Tag Call, nice. We'll take those. We'll take our card draw. And we're just going to capture Super Grow here. We'll only be Super Growing into a Thwackey, but we have the Boomer in hand, so that's fine. So Thwackey always gets discarded. They're just GXing next turn. And I'm probably just going Sinlin. Do I want a backup Eggrow to have 2-3 prizes in play? I feel like Mallow Lana is not hugely relevant in this matchup because the heal of 150 isn't relevant, right? We go 300, take a hit of 180, and then we go to 270 after the heal. Yeah, it is relevant, actually. Okay, so I can get rid of the Big Charm, probably. Oh, no, I have to get... Yeah, I can either bench this... Yeah, I should get rid of the Big Charm, I think, and just bench the Eggrow. I think. Yeah. Because I think the Mallow Lana is super relevant. But capture here means I can do the Mallow Lana play in 2 turns. Is there anything I want to swell, or is this the best discard fodder I have next turn, / on the Mallow Lana turn? Yeah, it's the best fodder I have. So let's just grow. Don't worry about it. It's in hand. Don't Marnie me. Never Marnie. Boss. Didn't say the KO. Okay. Seems valid. If the Boomer wasn't in hand, that wouldn't have been an option. Very good, very good. This is where we need to go looking for Vileplume and try and hit him with Plume. Otherwise, we're just toast. Let's thin these cards. Let's draw our 3 big cardboards. Let's go. I think everything must go. Oh, Vileplume's not even here. We've prized it. Yeah, I don't think we're winning this one. What's my best damaging move this turn? It's like... Yeah, I'm not doing any damage this turn. He has a free GX. I can attach, but now I'm putting down Dedenne, and the route's just so easy for him. Yeah, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. I know you don't want to see a concede here, but it's one of the... I mean, like, prize Rillaboom, draw Rillaboom is bad RNG. But still, right? This... You know, I ragged on the deck before we played the games, because you just don't draw enough cards. And then, lo and behold, here I am drawing 3, and, like, panicking because we can't do anything. And we're just... The deck feels fragile, you know? It feels very fragile. And we didn't really see much of the toolbox in action. We used some of the attacks, and sometimes, like, the Vileplume could have been super helpful there, to be honest. Could have kept us in the game. We could have developed, like... In theory, if we get a Vileplume to attack with, we're still okay tempo-wise. We can do the Vileplume hit, he GXs, then we can finish off the ADP before Ultimate Ray. Yes, there's those energies on the Zacian, but we've taken those 3 prizes before we've received any damage. So that would have been, like, super relevant on a prize race situation, because he still has to go through 2 tag teams. Oh no, it would have been still 1 tag team, 1 Dedenne, but we just wouldn't have that same amount of damage on the Mewtwo. So a 1 tank turn would have actually been relevant to win the game. So yeah, the Vileplume, obviously you can see how it's situationally strong, but it's like with 2 Cherish Balls, finding it is the thing. that's the small caveat to all that, and the discard synergy afterwards. So yeah, I'm still questioning the big success this deck is having, realistically. I didn't play it particularly well today, and I'm not going to argue that. I don't play this deck, like, super well, but I still feel like we could make some changes. Some reductions, probably. Like, I feel like the Dragonite is big dreamer play. I feel like at least that's one card I could cut. Potentially one Swell, although I've complained every time that Swell has been prized because I want to have the extra discard card from Guzma Hala. I feel like 9 Grass Energy might be high as well. Maybe we could get away with cutting one of those for a space. I just want more supporters in here. I'm a simple man. I want to research, you know? I want to see 7 more options in a hand. Or just more Cherish Balls to make these live and Dedenne live. It's weird. Those are my closing thoughts on the deck, though. Like, there's obvious power there. We did win a couple games, but they were kind of scuff games. Like, we won a Mirror, and we beat a Psychic Mewtwo, which are kind of, like, questionable decks in their own right. We lost to a couple ADP Bronzons, which also aren't really crushing the meta, but it does make me kind of worried, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Mewtwo Rillaboom. Is it one of these things where I just haven't given it enough playtesting and I'm just not playing it well enough at all and not seeing the plans in motion? Not planning enough turns ahead? That could certainly be the case. But like I say, you have to play this deck like a theme deck, because you sit on a hand and you're like, I get to exciting stage for one card and it better be good, or it's like, or you're playing as if you're drawing nothing for the rest of the game, which is also a really weird, unintuitive thing compared to basically every other deck in the game. So yeah, let me know what you think about Rillaboom Eggrow, and will it still continue to teeter upwards towards that top 10 decks in the metagame, because it's getting there results-wise now after a few decent top 8 finishes. So yeah, I'll see you in another video tomorrow, where I will hopefully pilot a deck slightly better. Cheers.